everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features two teams looking for a win. It's the Browns coming in at 8-3, going up against the Bears, who come in at 7-4. So for the call of this Week 13 matchup, let's bring in our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6". First carry now for Jordan Howard. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Back to throw here. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 61 yards. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still...
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And this kick goes out of bounds, and that's obviously why the flag comes out here.
And now you can see the defense greeting the kicker as they go out to play. The starting field position for the offense is excellent, puts a lot more pressure on the defensive guys.
Yeah, and if the kicker thinks he's lonesome, he's really lonesome after a play like this.
Yeah, he better hope that he's lonesome because who's ever standing next to him is probably on the defensive side, and they're none too happy. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll drop to throw. It's hauled in by Devin Smith. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield. for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll look to throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9. And on the ground they go with a running back. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Now that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
This will be caught at about the 6. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever... Football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A first down carry now for Crowell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down following the run.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Oh, what a move. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he's got his man on the out route. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's complete. It's Gordon. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Gets it to Gordon. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in. Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Back to throw now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On play action, they'll throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got it up. This offense ready to get back out there as they'll have the football to start the third quarter. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that.
But that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission. And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On second down, here's Crowell. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Holding, offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
They'll drop to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. That one good for 14 yards, and it'll make it second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll give it to him right up the gut.
Holding, offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll be a gain of 11, and that's going to lead to a third down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the big man. Get the oxygen tank ready. Past the 20, 10. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
Let's go!
They'll run the option left. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
Quarterbacks like throwing the slant route, but they have to be careful about ball placement. They have to put it in a spot that makes sure the receiver has his body in front of the defender.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Big boys down there in the trenches and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down.
The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on third down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man on the out route. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Fresh set of downs here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And room there to work it inside the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll set up a throw. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why.
So this one's now back within a field goal, and if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel, and I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking for the speedy Smith, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
The Bears offense now hit. drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. They'll run the option left. Bulldozes past him. Evades the tackler, and now some space. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Their mobile, agile quarterback, 78 yards. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Well, plays like that make the O coordinator look like a genius, but I don't think he saw that play going that well.
No, I don't think so either, but boy, it all worked out perfectly. They caught them in the right defense, guys dropping off into coverage, their eyes averted somewhere else, and guess what? He filled the void with his legs.
Drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. Now a handoff to Crowell. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Again, it's Crowell. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Crowell. And able to push it. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run with Crowell. And he'll take it inside. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Back to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
He'll look to throw. Surveying the field. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it third down. And they're going to speed things up here. Back to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
While we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to win the football game. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director.
Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out in your midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call, but how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great. The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And they have the football, and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Kevin Dodd in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. He's back to throw. Going left side, it's complete. Give him 18 yards on that one. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So So for the Browns, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll have another home date next week as the Cincinnati Bengals come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.